Martin, welcome to the very first episode of the Founders Speak Unplugged, anywhere in the world. So this is a position nobody's ever going to take away from you.
Yes, the first one.
My name is Naveen, and I'm part of the team that runs the Founders Speak stage globally. And this is a new format that we are testing for the first time here at the Nordic FinTech Week. We're going to start by asking you, in 30 seconds, tell us about Uniify and tell us one thing that not many people know about you.
In 30 seconds. Okay. Uniify, we see ourselves as a one-stop all platform within onboarding. We mainly target financial companies, and we focus within KYC, credit assessments, and in general, when people need to onboard new clients or get information about existing clients. One funny thing about myself, I love to sing, so I actually participated in the Danish X Factor once.
Really? So cool. Okay.
Not many know that.
Okay, so you're bold and brave. All right. So we're going to get you to dive into not one, but you've had many entrepreneurial journeys. And, you know, we love entrepreneurs who've not just built one thing well, but have attempted 3, 4, 5 different startups, because there's so much wealth of wisdom there.
Yeah.
From our perspective, can we ask you to tell us or list 2 things? And you can say the first one is this, where you thought you were in a strategy which was going to work.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it didn't.
Yeah.
And tell us what that was.
Yeah.
And how did it not turn out, and what have you learned from it?
Yeah, I say one thing that has been a big challenge actually going through several of the startups is that I always started one of the companies with a friend or many friends, and actually the biggest challenge was that I thought being friends, then we can work together and everything is a happy marriage and everything. That has going through it, even though if we've had some successes, you think you know people, but apparently you don't. So I would say that has actually been the biggest challenge throughout all of the startups, is that doing businesses with friends is tougher than I thought. In the beginning, everything is, great and we're good friends and we agree on the strategy or whatever. But when we start to make a little bit of, don't agree on things, then that actually surprised me a lot. So what have I learned from that? I've kind of hurt myself previous in some of the other startups. And I think from now I'm not going to if I do another startup, I don't want to do it with friends anymore.
It's interesting you say that, Martin. I've been an entrepreneur myself for nearly a decade now. And I started with 2 friends.
Yes.
Who each I knew for about 20 years.
Yes.
Our kids grew up together. And one of the other 2 turned out to be something which I didn't think that person was going to be. And it was a very difficult separation.
Yeah.
It put many things on hold. It changed a lot of our future. And it's not a very... So I can relate with that totally.
Yeah, and somebody sometimes asks me, so isn't it nice to do startup with friends? And say, when everything is good, it's often good. But I really try to say to people that if you have a long-time relationship with some of your friends, really think about it before entering or starting a startup or doing any business with friends, because for me, friendship is more important than a startup or big money or whatever.
I've always asked myself this question, that what would I advise other entrepreneurs who are looking to start with their friends from a long time, that they should do if they want to still go ahead? Because for each one of us who've had a negative experience out of it, there are many who've had a positive experience out of it. So, what would you say is maybe one or two things that prospective founders should watch out for, or prepare themselves?
Yeah, prepare themselves maybe for worst case. What is the most important for you? Is it the friendship or the business? And it's again, it's a difficult question to ask yourself, because again, you think, oh, we're friends, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But people change over time. People also, grow and become older, starts family and stuff like that. So their prioritization in terms of themselves and friendship also change over time. So really, I think about what is most important for you, putting it up to worst case scenario.
Excellent.
So
What would be your second learning? Something that didn't work out as you had expected.
Yeah, I would say the second learning is that I've, as you mentioned, started a few companies. One of them actually was about doing loans, online lending. And we had an idea, a strategy, we started everything, and then suddenly there came some regulations that kind of killed our business. And then we're like, okay, what are we going to do? But it actually became out as a good story, because we built a product that could be used for that company we wanted to build. So that was actually what is Uniify today. So we
see.
started the company with one idea, and then some macro factors did that, okay, this business is not so good, but we had a product, and now we started that company coming Uniify, and now, yeah, everything turned out good. But so yeah, what I learned from that is also that despite all the big challenges, maybe you can always use, maybe not the product, but the experience for something to start something else. You always become smarter when you do mistakes. That's where you learn the most. So
Amazing. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I've heard a few such stories where completely unintentionally, something that you were doing, which you suddenly thought was rotten and was not usable, some spark of an idea and say, oh my God, it can be used like this. And that spawns a whole different future.
Totally.
Amazing. Tell us one thing that turned out to be something you hit the ball out of the park completely, way beyond your expectations, with super success.
Yeah. It's maybe it comes along with, of course, what I'm doing now. But if I should use another example than Uniify, is that we have focused a lot of financial companies within like the small, medium banks, financial advisors, wealth management, and right now we are like doing like this within the hockey stick within accountancy and bookkeepers in the UK. We never build Uniify for that, but we can use that within that industry. And that's, again, you start by doing something and thinking that we're going down this road, and then suddenly you become aware of maybe there is something over here, and then
so how did you take that call that this was going to be bigger than what we thought, and you reallocate resources to capitalize on that opportunity, because the future is still not known?
Yeah, true. I think it's comes back to what you also asked about challenges. So we were having challenges, also seeing in that the market we're trying to conquer was need to be bigger. So learning from the challenge, okay, let's see elsewhere. Where else can we use Uniify? And then we're like, we never made it for this, but let's try. And then we were really surprised also how fast we haven't booked so many meetings for an industry before compared to others. Just like
amazing,
kind of a match made in heaven.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, for those 3 nuggets of wisdom. We're going to now do something really fun.
Yeah.
And as you see, we have these cards laid out. We're going to ask you to pick one set of cards and give it to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to pick one out of them.
Yes.
It's a rapid fire round.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to answer whatever comes to your mind within the first 3 seconds.
Okay.
And we're going to do one question from each of these packs. So go for it. This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is this or that. So, Martin, the question is, which startup's founders started in a garage and went to IPO in less than 5 years?
Good question. But I'm thinking Apple started in a garage.
Well, yeah, even I started in a garage. This is a tough one. I'll give you the answer.
Yeah.
It's Dropbox.
Okay.
Okay, so let's put that here. You want to pick a card from here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. So, Martin, quite in line with what you told us about founders, would you rather have a co-founder
Yeah.
who is a genius but hard to work with,
Yes.
or one who is average but a great team player?
The last one.
The last one, why?
Yeah, because it's definitely, you can always learn and you can be the best of whatever, but if you can't work together, that goes with everything, also people you hire, then I would rather have a less clever one that I can work with than a smart one who I can't work
I
with.
would do the same.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another set. Thank you. Okay, I like this. What if you woke up tomorrow morning and your startup was valued at $1 billion? What would be the first thing you would do?
That's a good go on vacation.
Okay, I thought you'd go to the bank.
Yeah.
Okay, and look at the zeros. Okay, there you go. So this is your last question. Okay, you're going to read it out? Okay. This is funny. So if your startup was a pet,
A bit. Yeah.
what would it be?
Oh, that would be a big bet.
What would it be? A pig?
Yeah, just a big bet. I love to sleep, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Okay. Martin, thank you for your time. Thank you for being the first ever founder
Yeah, thank you for
to be
having
on the
me.
Founders Speak Unplugged. And we wish you a very successful conference and a very bright future for Uniify.
Thank you. And
Thank you very much.